eno ade na parliament esa tena ase efa eye debate a ewo eye Ghana obia eka ho asem budget ne ye dia beto abonten e-levy eno ho nsensem a tsa beto dwo obia nte ase no na parliament tena ase no omoboto gui ni nyina ne se MPP fo ebi first MPP omo side ho no omo pie kwa abonten na ede ne kofa baaye a omo pie kwa abonten ede a deporting na course nti asade ni nyina akosi ya afi de kopie mo ane se budget ne kura no ya boato agu wei ehun komo ene e ba bedi na before e be start here no owura abenbaben e wa abonten no wo ka bibi se atemnidie bi koso social media utimi si etwabo ne pa enye asem ketwa na ontena se emma eye social media amanfo emfa nanim antwitwiri efom saa wei eye asem wodi nkan ede eto ho ana afi nso eye owura yi ono so edaso wei KT eye hamon so ede betu dwa no nso e kire se budget na o mabo ato agu no odwene ho a ono nso onte ase na wei eye unconstitutional ana asia tim se odwene ho a onti ani ente ase se o mabo budget no ato agu sanso ena eye speaker of parliament nso ekan bibi se parliament si ye na ewo ho no ye ni eye majority ni minority ni ho ahwan ni leaders simbia wo ho Chairman sanso wa bonte so we have only one majority leader ewo eye parliament ho ono so nsem ono so edi 2 edwa enso eno no afi ye bebo wura eye nsem mu potin ya de kofa nsem iba ya parliament etena ase edwene budget ne ho a omo se omo ntimi engine tum na omabo ato agu no na ni nyina efa eye sa e-levy ye beto so yi na obi kura bibusa se edi ekwa ni e-levy wi am de sa video we betwa to amohunu e-levy no asikire eni ade kropoti anka ebeye ede aboa oman Ghana no na nkonfo nso atimi ate eno nso ase yenkonko he eye parliament ade ekoso nti a omo so omo nti ase ema eye enoma ayakeka si ani se ede budget beto ho ede aboa ama oman Ghana atimi nya ntoma papa efra ne nti ase no ukodu parliament na se nya asem ketwa eni da eno ade obia eba parliament atimi se na parliament aboma eni minority side aboma majority side nso aboma ni nyina ne se ye ba bedwene eye oman Ghana ho afa budget a abeto ho a Ghana fo binim se omo nti ase no na omo te ho a omo ye se adwumadi ya speaker of parliament ka assembly na eme de pa asema speaker of parliament e kan ene se omo nyina e wo ho because se Ghana fo na ayi omo se omo mesi omo nan mu na omo ndwene emfa ma omo e wo parliament ho nti so obi ye bibi wo parliament ho a onfa nche ni tirim se enye ono ne pe ene wode abetena ho na mu what parliament wo because say Ghana fo ana electing se o mesi wo manam e wo mu no constituency enti ne wanya kwan e di aba abetena ho na akodu parliament enu ada no so a ye papa eye honorable Kennedy ohene Japan so ekopie mu e wo parliament a ene okopie ho na enye asem ketwa anu wo chiachia ne namfofo o chiachia eye majority side no sanso chiachia eye minority side outimi say omo finfam no kama outimi say obi anso e ma no akwaba te watimi akọ aba asumdwiem a bibia anso edadi ti say papa no e ba ya bebo nansi ono so side of the story ono so ja odene ono so tumi beta e chiri se de be ya Ghana benya no tuma papa efrenti no obepie mu e wo parliament a na enye asem ketwa akora na hwe ha wo musi eje ne tu mu na obia esese no mo chechia na say enika sem pa na ni nyina be start e de free ha won say yema edinkan financial minister ko parliament ekwochirechire mu say budget na omode ba 2020 no 2 no sei na tie ema eye omo ka ase no asem di omo ngi ntum gi so san ba na oni omo san behia na omo san so ebuza no questions bi efa sa budget na wode aba beto dwa no ho na omo nyina timi hunu ba bia budget no na ho odin ne mfaso a Ghana fo ebenya afiri so se beboa Ghana fo ana se emboa omo a enu nti ema eye finance minister sa kopie mu biem e de nkyerkyere mu ko ma parliament ema de kosi ye ne se omo ye so ometo aba e wo so enu ne kopie mu no abatoɔ ne mu ne say omo nye member of parliament ne MP nko because ye beto aba eye business of the day no na wa wonka eye parliament no pie kwa abonten nti ema finance minister kwa no ye ma ne pie kwa abonten na wei ana ese enu nkatia no so wo hobi na eye MPP for se finance minister ne nko fo mo ba ye omo nka eye parliament ho no apie ko dia ene ese enu nkatia so nye den onu so mpie nko wei ena ntiase anya adwuma eye majority for no sorry ko ya afede omo to aba no ebo ade no etugu ye no yenko tie de eye finance minister edikoto eye parliament animumra
through gathering revenues. And revenues, the Speaker has been illustrated, we are way behind our peers. My prayer to you, Mr. Speaker, is to enable me to engage with the minority, extended office, leadership, and also with the majority before the question is put to vote.
Okay, eti okopie mu ekwocha akwochire mu biem esa ma parliamentarians no etena ase dwene ho se asema opa ne beto eye mframa mu no eto asomu anase ento asomu na ne nyina na Ghana fo nyina adwene akwa akodi eye mobile money no so se de be ya mobile money na omo so mobile begege ho sika no so bia utua uye mobile money a ye beje sika ne sa na omanioma no eno nso ebeto dwa na Ghana fo mebre na ebu enjo sa asem no eso because omo hu ni say mobile money no so obi send sika ne yesan abete no no eno nso another issue a Ghana fo mebre na omo ebu enjo sa asem no so na we enenam so ema Ghana fo binom kire se ensem omo de aba betu dwa afa eye mobile money ehun nsem a ye betua ho tax ne ehun nkro ne ba no enya ade a omo ebeti ase amasa ade na timi happen ewo Ghana ho nkofo binom so kire se so omo entua tax nso a ombeden no matechire oman no se de ye pe glass nko ani ade ewo Ghana ho no ye beden ni atechire eye oman no we enam so emasame jamfi kura so ba abonten ebe kan nsem bi edefa ade no a wo kire se sa budget yi eye awudifo budget a ono same jamfi no kire se sa budget yi ebebu Ghana fo ko mu enya ade ebebo oman Ghana ama oman Ghana time mindful no so atimanya hoto because budget no eye awudifo budget a obekeka nsem edifa ho na nkofo mebre adwene eye omo se we no eye politics ada se NDC any MPP na omo beye budget bi da bi we ye budget a ye de aboa oman Ghana na eye time mindful benya hoto so omo nya hoto ni nyina agina sa budget we so but uko comment section ho atama na eye omoye program na onomoye proceedings no parliament a we comment nkofo ede gugu eye video na se a na akoye MPP awini NDC awini MPP awini NDC awini we nso nye MPP ni NDC komo ne yedi wa han we ya ade a ye take decision a ebebo na se emwa oman Ghana se de be emfaso ebetimi abaso ama eye oman Ghana na se emfaso maso no ni nyina begina yankase ye Ghana fo nso si ebeji atum ana yenji ntum no ni nyina yankase asem but Minister of Information enso ekwochirechire mu kakra ele chire parliament ema parliament hunu adekoro potenti a omo huni se wo so omo je budget ne yeden editum no
constituents that I am going to Accra to fight for infrastructure for you, and when you come to parliament and the government says I am moving from 12 billion to 16 billion on infrastructure, you say no, I won't go for it. How can you go for it? And so, Mr. Speaker, the second reason for which we should support this is because this budget, unlike any budget in our history in this republic, forecasts the most amount of money to fund infrastructure in this country. And I believe that is why all of us, majority, minority, must support this economic policy which is before us today, Mr. Speaker. Right, Honorable Speaker. The third reason for which we should support this economic policy is because it lays out a clear path for boosting local industry. Right from the days of O-level economics, one of the arguments has been to develop the economy, we must do import substitution. Mr. Speaker, we live in an economy where a good number of the things that are consumed are imported. In the last 3 to 4 years, we have made a lot of investment in supporting local industry. The administration has put before this House a policy that says that we will keep the benchmark values that have been discounted. We'll keep it. However, for some 40 products which we produce here in Ghana, it will not be in our interest to continue discounting duties on them. Mr. Speaker, I want to ask my colleagues in this chamber some simple questions, and maybe we can help ourselves answer and use that to take a decision. Does it serve us well that we continue to discount the duties on poultry products? No. And that is why the policy is before this House that we should reverse the discounting of duties on poultry products. Mr. Speaker, should we continue to discount the duties on rice? No. That is why the policy is before us that we should reverse it. Mr. Speaker, palm oil. I come from a constituency where our women produce a lot of palm oil. Today, we are discounting the importation or the duty of palm oil. Mr. Speaker, does it serve us well? Does it serve our conscience well?
No.
That we continue to discount the duties of palm oil?
No.
That is why we have been asked to reverse this policy. Toilet paper. Chocolate, Mr. Speaker. Cocoa is the backbone of this economy. Chocolate is one of the things that we are pushing to have higher production. Should we continue to discount import duties on chocolate?
No.
Mr. Speaker, water, bottled water. When people produce water in this country and we continue to discount the duties on water, does it serve our conscience well?
No.
Tomato paste and ketchup. Should we continue to discount the duties on tomato paste and ketchup?
No.
How about furniture? Mr. Speaker, our local carpenters are asking for an opportunity to supply some more. Does it serve us well that we sit in this chamber? Mr. Speaker, does it serve us well that we sit in this chamber and say we should continue to discount duties on furniture?
No.
That is why the executive has brought
Okay. Eti we nyina ebeto mu a wo kirekyire nsemu sɛdeɛ budget ne betimi aboa oman Ghana no ɛkɔ nanim ewieye no de kosi ya ne sɛ parliament enso ɛyɛ sɛ ɔmo beto so aba ɛma ɔmo ka sɛ wo a wo pene so mo nka yɛyɛ ne no ɔmo yɛyɛ na no ɛna de koyɛ nsɛm sɛ akɔpai nti ɛyɛ speaker of parliament editor no ho so sɛ ɛne na ɛwɔ sɛ yɛtimi ɛto ɛso aba na aba na yɛba beto no ɛna yɛ owura Haruna Ndrusu ɔno abo nso ɛkyerɛ sɛ saa abaya ye beto yi omo nka parliamentarians no ho nya member of parliament no e wo so omo pie e de kɔ abonten e no suggest saa ade wei emra eye speaker of parliament e de to dwa say e wo so omo to so aba no yentie de honorable Haruna Ndrusu so e de to dwa.
It's about time to vote. Because we are very conversant. Ministers who are not members of parliament can participate in all activities except voting. Since it's time for voting, it is only proper because of the nose mask. It is only proper before we start. Ministers who are not members of parliament, excuse us because we are now going into the business of voting. And I'll be grateful to the Speaker, you add that directive so that they can excuse us because at this stage we are moving into voting and they have no role to play as we start the voting. Thank you very much.
Okay, eti honorable Haruna Ndrusu edi to dwa se e wo se omo nka member of parliament no ho no omo nka board no ho no omo mpie nkwa abonten na omo ntimi ento omo aba for the business of the day no okasa wiye no ono no from minority side ana ye majority for nso sorry ye na omo so kan say
it's here unless the honorable member who invoked your discretion wants to suggest that his presence or the presence of ministers in this chamber would amount to interfering in the proceedings, or that he is also saying that because of COVID. Mr. Speaker, if it's all about COVID, then perhaps we have defied your order because Mr. Speaker even said we could monitor proceedings from our own offices and chairs, the seats were reduced. So, Mr. Speaker, I am saying that the presence of the ministers will not in any way affect the voting in the chamber. It will not. It's here. Unless...
Okay, eti MPP for society so kasa wie no. And after the Mr. Speaker say no. Said the idea na kwaye no ono ene ho oye speaker of parliament was say ono timi take decision. Yentie the speaker of parliament and so ekaye emra omumienu kire o madwene ewie no yentie de okan.
I direct that the lobbies be clear. That's the first. Table office, clear the lobbies. So I direct.
Okay, and what directly say omo enclear e de lobbies no or direct say omo do maka no to asomu nti obi a onka parliament member of parliament no ompie nkwa abonten na omo ntimi ento omo eden aba omo ba beto no na we ohwewie na still na ne nkofo da so tete omo nkoye a wo huni se omo to no bebre na enye member of parliament ene osan so si so biem o si so no ɛna finance minister ne nkɔɔfo ɔmo baayɛ a ɔmo nyɛ member of parliament no epie kɔ abɔnten.
Honorable members, if we have a non-member of parliament seated here, I have the power under the orders to call on the marshal to get the person out of the house.
Okay, eti asumdwe mu no ɛna ɔmo sɔre yɛ den ɛkɔɔɛ na sese no ɔmo kɔ eti MPP fo no wɔ hɔ na ɔmo hunu sɛ owura ase edu nketia nso ɛte hɔ ɛwɔ so ɔno nso pie kɔ ɔno de ɔso wɔ nkɔ ɛno ɛna kɔfa case we nyina baayɛ no.
Adabu Ketia is in the balance. He has every right. We know you. You want to bring people in.
I said you will leave. He must leave. We will not condone this son. What do you think you are? Nothing of what I say. Get us out of your own. Let's go.
Honorable members,
Okay, eti ekoba ya ne sese da sie dun ketia aba be problem ni sese ena omo nso se sie dun ketia nso ampia nkwa a enya de omo nso beto aso aye business of the day no ena eye MPP fo no side no epie ko abonten eti omo pie ko no ana afa the speaker of parliament e kan say any one ma eye 5 minutes say omo fan suspend meeting no for 5 minutes pe dem say no wo hwe so omo be san ba back no ma san to aso a enti 5 minutes now o ma say omo fan ko abonten no
Of us. And we'll be grateful, Mr. Speaker, that you put the question to the budget statement so that this House will continue.
Honorable Minority Chief, you don't know the state in which the Speaker is in. You haven't even listened to how many minutes I'm going to suspend the House. Where you sit, you can at any time move out and come back. Where I sit, I can only move out through a suspension or adjournment. So when I request for a suspension, you must be humane and you must listen to me. Definitely, you cannot understand this procedure more than me. I've lived it for how many years now? Please, I will suspend proceedings for 5 minutes.
Okay, it was suspended here for 5 minutes no. Omoje so ye no. Later and obai bro 5 minutes no kra bro e. Enti later and omo say resume e na obeto aba no e wo budget no so. Enti de kosi ya ne say omo say omo budget no omo mpe omo aboto agu.
The Speaker was under pressure, and having had the opportunity of 5 minutes suspension, I thought it was wise to at least get a few words together to read so that it will be part of the records as to what has happened. We are bound by the law. Since the majority who opted for the division have also opted to walk out, walkouts are permitted. And as a minority leader, I led a number of walkouts. That did not prevent the House from going on with the business. The 7th Parliament, a number of them occurred, and the House went on with the business. This House thinks that there's nothing wrong with that procedure, and therefore the House will proceed with the business of the House. Article 102 says, a quorum of Parliament, apart from the person presiding, shall be 1/3 of all the members of Parliament. That is the quorum of Parliament. And that quorum permits us to transact business, to go on with the business. Those against that request, please kindly stand up to be counted. Please, table office, do the counting. Honorable members, we may now resume your seats. The results. Those in favor of the request, that's the prayer of the Minister of Finance for more time to do consultation with the leadership, 0. That's nil. Those against the requests of the Minister for Finance for more time for consultation with the leadership, 137. So the noes have it, and the request is accordingly lost. Those in favor of the approval of motion numbered 11 on the order paper, who says, and I read, that this Honorable House approves the budget statement and economic policy of the government for the year ending 31st December 2022. Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those against the motion say no. Clearly, the noes have it. Is accordingly lost. Honorable members, that government will also do everything not to frustrate or obstruct the business of Parliament. And there's good reason why the good people of Ghana elected this Parliament to be a hung Parliament. Those who pretend to say near hung is a hung Parliament of 137, 137. The independent who decided to do business with one side made them majority group. There is no majority party in this house. I want to repeat it. There is no majority party in this house.
Eti omo ato ede etia te se enya de budget no ato nsuom enya de beba so na we na ye MP for nhyiaye so enso e comment e wo nsem wo asiye e wo parliament no ho no nsem wo kan ibini.
One of the most dangerous things in every society is when decision-making processes are being actually influenced by deception, lies, twisting of issues, propaganda, making the general public making decisions that will rather have adverse effect or impact on the nation. It's very dangerous. And its effect is cross-sectional. It doesn't matter one social stratum. And I think it's extremely important we take this thing out of politics and deal with facts and figures. In the first place, I would like to address the recent actions and inactions and positions of our brothers from the minority side in Parliament. It is crystal clear that they are demonstrating that because of the seemingly balance in Parliament, they want to put impediments in our ways going forward as a country, trying to disrupt all activities, impede everything about development and the progress of this country. And I think it is time we took these behaviors extremely serious, not as MPP or NDC, but even the media and the general public. I would like to let Ghanaians know that the NDC brothers who claim they love Ghana, who claim they are social democrats, who claim they are supposed to do pro-poor policies to enhance on the betterment of Ghanaians, upliftment of our standard of living, it is highly deceptive. It's not true. It's the opposite. One issue. Just recently, they were putting pressure on us to reduce taxes. That there's so much hardship that, in fact, it is an issue of urgency and emergency. They demonstrated that MPP, we are wicked, the way there's hardship. Then we decided to actually withdraw Road 2. Yes, I'm not a legal practitioner. I'm not saying that what the road minister did was legal or not. But even within the jurisdiction of the legal practitioner, they talk about the letter and the spirit. So even if we have made mistake, making Ghanaians feel better, taking away hardship, the very people who are complaining are now putting pressure on us to restore and take taxes from drivers. Are we understanding the irony of this? He said somebody is dying out of hardship. Taxes. You're forcing us to take the taxes. The person makes mistake by making sure that the taxes are taken and implemented earlier than the due processes. You're saying no, put it back and take taxes. All that I want to say is that the very people who are saying we shouldn't borrow because our debt to GDP is over 70%. The very people are saying that we should reduce taxes. The very people are saying that water issues, road issues, they know we have to service our debt. Interest payment as an accumulation or accumulated debt before NDC and MPP, whose maturity dates are today. They are saying that we shouldn't develop Ghana. They want to come to power, so they will do everything to reject this budget. Everything we want to do as a government, whether good or bad, they will put impediments in our way, so we will not develop Ghana. So Ghanaians who say the MPP, we are not good, they will vote for them. Do you think they have this nation at heart? So the NDC guys, they don't have this nation at heart.
Okay, abusuafo say na MP for nhia so enso ade etudwa utie nsemu a oka emu edopa na Mamdu Bawumia vice president nso ade nsemi to ho a o kire se NDC fo no telebi omo mpa kenkan nti no mebi wo ho a aya na omo ntimi enti ase yi.
When we talk about digital transformation, our opponents in the NDC have difficulty understanding the link between digitization and the economy. The vision that they have tends to be very limited. And what we see and what we talk about, they do not see. What we say, they do not understand. Sometimes to understand something, you have to read a little about it, but they don't like reading. In the technological age, your mindset must be a mindset of possibilities, not a mindset of impossibilities. Their mindset is a mindset of impossibilities. So whatever we try to do, they say it is impossible. And they will cloud their ignorance by saying that we are lying. Obwa. Immediately you say you're going to do something, they say it's a lie. Because they don't understand it. They cannot see it. And they don't take their time to understand it. And you see this very much in the digitization space. When we said we wanted to bring in drones to help in medical delivery, what did they tell us? Oh boy. They said we were bringing drones to take pictures of people in their bathrooms. These are their PhD holders. But our use of drone technology in the delivery of medical supplies has helped us to overcome many challenges in the delivery of healthcare services to people who live far in the rural areas and far from urban centers. We have saved lives and we are providing more efficient management and distribution of critical medical supplies and gain more equitable access to health in the country. So let us believe in possibilities, not impossibilities. I wasn't surprised with the NDC posture because in this whole digitization space, because even when we talked about free SHS, they said, Obwa. isn't it? Free SHS, which is fairly straightforward. They said it was 419. When we talk about digital transformation.
Okay, abusuafo say ena ma do ba omia e de etudwa. Video ba kwa mde twato e de amamo eye sa e-levy no ade anka ebeye emfaso e woso ene de anka Ghana fo betimi anya afiri mu no emu nchirichiri mu ana mede e twato e de ama obetima drop a comment as to no ma akoso ya to budget na atwene e se ato nsuo eye wudi for budget. Onso adwenkyere ene sen